I was actually pretty excited for this event. Not really usually my cup of tea, but it was something new and to me kind of fresh and exciting, so I wanted to get in on it. And then after seeing SIG call Hurston the fascist organization or corporation, well,
Fascist.
I knew which one I had to support and make sure was going to win. But instead of spending my time looking for Agartha on Hurston, which is what I wanted to do, I ended up dealing with tons of bugs and issues that everybody else had to deal with. When Star Citizen is working, it's a live service product. When Star Citizen is not working, it's just the alpha, bro. It's just a tech test. Well, what is it right now? This entire video is not going to be how this new event sucks. That's pretty low-hanging fruit, and other content creators are definitely going to cover that. If I had to give my 2 cents on it, or my opinion, I would say that this really shows how little understanding SIG actually has of MMO mechanics and MMO players, and in general how MMOs work. There are often times when, to me anyway, Star Citizen feels like an art project masquerading as an MMO, or any game for that matter. And when an event with something that should be simple, like moving a box from A to B, does not work, that just reinforces my belief in this game being, again, an art project masquerading as an MMO. I would not only blame industry inexperience on a lot of this, but I would also blame the fetish that SIG has with completely and totally physicalizing everything, leading to this level of complication. Because, let's face it, making a good abstract system that interacts with the game world in a believable way, and the key word there, by the way, is abstract, is a talent in of itself, and that talent requires experience and imagination, which a lot of people just do not have. But that is really all I wanted to say about the low-hanging fruit of the event. SIG will eventually fix it. It will take time. They usually tend to come around to things eventually. But there's a bigger problem here that at least I see, and one that's going to persist unless it's acknowledged, which is hard to do because you have to move away the layer of filth that is this current event. And that bigger problem is how nothing about this game, or this, especially this event, supports group gameplay. And that is a huge issue for me. You would think something like moving boxes or doing things which require you to have teammates would be conducive and rewarding to players who do have teammates or friends or orgs or whatever to do this content. The game itself even tells you during some of the mission descriptions that you should be bringing allies to do a lot of these things. Unfortunately, maybe people don't realize this, when you do bring your allies, you actually get significantly less points in contribution towards whatever it is you're trying to do for whatever faction. I've known about this for a while, but I do want to bring some attention to this Spectrum post where a guy does some pretty basic math about it. I'm going to put it up on screen here. But he's doing a mission with about 5 people. And each of these guys is getting about 5 points each contribution after they do this mission. Now, this mission, keep in mind, is telling you to bring a lot of guys to do it. And you do realistically need a lot of people to do it, or just a solo Idris, which is what I do to do this mission. But they're getting 5 points each. It's going to take them nearly 3,000 points to get to where they need to get. That's roughly 600 missions, maybe a little less, if they do it as a 5-man group. The math just doesn't add up. Nobody's going to do this mission 500 something times just to get it done. But if you want to get something done and progress as a group, you're going to have to do it over 500 times. Whereas you do it by yourself, let's face it, the missions aren't that hard. You get full credit and you're done. You move on to the next one. This is a big problem. This is a philosophy and design that's going to go beyond this mission, this event. This is something that has been a problem for years now. One of the very first posts I ever made on Spectrum many years ago was about how this game does not encourage or reward group gameplay. And that is currently what's going on right now. It does not encourage or reward group gameplay. For a brief moment late last year, early this year, the missions were giving you full payout. So you'd do any mission and everybody involved would get full payout. It was beautiful, it was perfect, it was great, I loved it. I never had so much fun doing mundane PvE in Star Citizen ever. And then they fixed it because people whined and people complained. And they came up with these crazy, nuts, fringe case scenarios where, oh my God, they're making a group and they're giving all the rewards to this one guy. So this 40-man group is doing this mission and one guy's getting all the rewards. First of all, if that was happening, that is such a small percentage of the player base. It doesn't matter. But again, if it was happening, that doesn't justify or outweigh the positives of encouraging people to play together. It just does not matter. I said this almost a year ago now when we were talking about this. So what? Encourage people to play together. Everybody knows that games are more fun with friends, even bad games. And right now, Star Citizen, no offense, Sig, I love your game, but it's bad. It's not good. But this would be a lot more fun if I could just do it with my friends and not feel like I'm being punished for doing it. And that's how I feel right now. Every time I bring a crew, I get punished. But real quick, speaking about crew, do any of you guys appreciate the irony in releasing ships that require massive crews and talking about engineering and talking about hiring escorts and all this stuff when the game actively works against you and punishes you for trying to do so? That irony is not lost on me. And that's what makes me wonder, do the guys making this game understand that too? Do they see these problems? Because those issues and those problems, they're way bigger than anything that we see right in front of us with this terrible event. Because, like I said, this event, it's going to get fixed. It will. They always manage to eventually fix everything. But there is a deeper problem, a perhaps philosophical design. There's a deeper systemic issue with this game and how it treats groups, which is to say it doesn't treat them well at all. The only thing groups are really good for is protection when you're ganking noobs or doing something else. Which, by the way, is something I kind of fell back on during this event because you know, what can I say? Old habits die hard, and there's just this great temptation when you see a full C2 hauler coming in from a mission at Everest Harbor, and you happen to be in an Idris M, and it just takes one shot to take that guy out. Combine that with the boredom and things not working, and you can probably imagine the rest. But let me know what you guys think in the comments here. And as always, hop on our Discord, come in here, have some chat, call me names, fight with me, whatever. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great day and or night, depending on when you're watching this.